It's Friday 30th of March, Good Friday. Yeah, Good Friday. I thought I'd do a video of the kit list I've been travelling with for the last, I don't know, year or two, on and off. Yeah, just go run through it, see what you can get away with. I mean, it's not ideal what I've got, but it works for me. Okay. Right, this is a small wash bag. Air France gave me that after Hurricane Irma during the evacuation. That's come in handy. Scissors, problem at airport. Haven't flown for a while. This is great deodorant, Pit Rock. It's natural. It allows you to sweat, get rid of the toxins, but gets rid of the smell. Emergency toilet paper. You'll be thankful of that if you got some. Insect repellent, 23% DEET, that one, not ideal, but it works a treat. Looks a bit odd in customs, but this is bicarbonate soda. I use that instead of toothpaste. I don't trust the fluoride in toothpaste. Razors, don't need 7, but sometimes the packets are all you can get. This is the hotel, it's not mine. Right, this has been great. This was the first thing I ever bought. Cabin Max rucksack. It doesn't have a waist belt, but it's got good shoulder straps. This is 2 years old, and it's holding together. None of the stitching's coming apart or anything. The thing with this is it's designed for cabin bags on aeroplanes, so it's the ideal size, and it's lightweight. It's really lightweight, so you can get more weight in it. And it's basically an open space with a few pockets. It's pretty basic. Things do fall out of things like pockets like that, but this has been great, and I'm going to stick with it for as long as I can. I bought that to go to Houston to go and see my dad, and I didn't want to go through the US airport and wait at the baggage. The belt, so I just marched straight through there. I've used that ever since. Okay, long sleeve top. Ideally a fleecy type. This is a heavy cotton. It's pretty poor. It takes a day to dry, but I'm kind of attached to it. It's in most of my YouTube videos. I'm wearing it all the time. It doesn't keep me very warm in the cold, and doesn't keep me cool in the sun, but it's what I managed to get off Glee before she sank in the hurricane. You know, I just packed a few things in this bag, and yeah, just went to the hurricane shelter, and that's one of the things I took with me. Warm coat, courtesy of Herbert from Pantalisa. He donated that when he was going to South America to do some whitewater rafting. That's been really good. It's lightweight. It folds down fairly small, but I try to wear it when I'm travelling to save space in the bag there. 2 pairs of shorts. That was given to me. They were given to me by a sailor in St Martin before he left the islands. They were too big for him, slightly too big for me, but they're good with the belt. They work. Really, I could get away with 1 pair, but 2 doesn't take up too much room. And if 1 pair gets wet, just sort of, you know, get changed. Long sleeve, light coloured top. Bought that for the Atlantic crossing. That was from a charity shop. I can use it as a smart shirt if I ironed it. Keeps me cool in the sun. I don't wear it very often, but it's lightweight, and it can serve a purpose for when I need my arms covering. 3 pairs of t-shirts. I'm wearing 1. That's all I need. Perfect number. 1 to wash, 1 to wear, and 1 to have to get changed into. Colours to avoid. Light blue, white, but earthy colours, you know, khaki colours, they're really good. Dark colours, blue, they work okay. The light colours, they just show the dirt and the sweat. Black's not great sometimes. It fades with the ultraviolet and it turns into brown and reddy colour, you know, and it looks really bad. Bag scales, don't need that. That was in the bag when I packed and I didn't get it out. Yeah, some things were in there that I didn't pick up on. 4 pairs of underpants, I'm wearing 1 pair. Could get away with 3 really. Wash them regularly. One little trick, instead of using laundry all the time, get some shower gel. You obviously use that for hair and body, but take, you know, your undies and socks into the shower, give them a wash as well, and just hang them up to dry for the day. That works okay. Travel towel. You don't need a beach towel or anything. This is a microfiber one, but it's got the flanneling, so it's not like the chamois leather feel that you get with the normal travel towel. It sort of rolls off the skin rather than dries it like a cotton one. I prefer cotton, but this was given to me by my great auntie Margaret, and yeah, it works really good, and it dries really quick as well. This paddy folder, I just put paperwork in there, cards that I don't use, like my paddy cards and things, that kind of thing. 1 pair of socks donated to me by my great uncle Terry. These things that were donated after I was evacuated from Hurricane Irma, when my boat sank. I came back with just a few things in my backpack. Just wearing flip-flop shorts and t-shirt, and an oversized jacket that the Red Cross in Paris gave me. Got rid of that now, it's too big. I use the one that Herbert gave me. Yeah, so I was given shoes, by my Uncle Terry. Socks, I need another couple of pairs, but I don't use them too much. I wear flip-flops most of the time, but now I'm in the higher altitudes, it's going to be a bit more important, so I'll go out and buy some soon. Emergency food, peanuts really work well for me, lots of energy in them, portable, light, easy to transport when I get hungry, just dip in. Books, not a great idea to take books, just take up too much room and heavy as well. This one's okay. I tend to read it after I've got to somewhere to see where I've missed, you know. When you're reading these guides and you're not been anywhere, you get the impression that almost everything's in there. But if you ignore this and go places, there's so much more that's not been written about, and you come across really nice places that not even got a mention. And I get the impression that if it's in the book, then it's going to be popular. There's going to be people just, you know, booking in and filling up the places. I've not really tested that. That's just a theory I've got. Ocean Nomad was given to me by the skipper on the Atlantic crossing. Yeah, it's really good. Tips for, you know, getting other cruise spots around the oceans. I've not used that. I just stayed in Colombia and just stayed on land. This was a novel that I saved off Glee, Mason on Out of Africa in St Martin. His granddad wrote it, so it's got a lot of sentimental value for him. I'm just looking for the opportunity to get it back to St Martin without paying a fortune on postage. Right, wallet with cards and money, etc. This is important for moving money. Card reader that reads your PIN and gives you codes for online banking. One little tip I would go for in travelling is get 2 bank accounts at different companies, and make sure you get 2 debit cards as well. I don't use credit cards, but you can use them as well. Yeah, get 2, because if you lose one, then you're stuck. You know, you just can't get money anywhere. I had 2. I've lost one. Fell out of my pocket somewhere on the Atlantic, I think. And I just use that one now. I'm down to my last card, but the bank account's linked, so I can move money between the bank accounts and use that card to get the money out of the machines. Passport, you wouldn't believe how important that is. Not just for crossing borders, getting into countries, but places like Colombia, you can't get a hotel room without it. You can't get on a bus. Yesterday I was asked for my passport at a supermarket when I was buying some peanuts. And I couldn't understand why. There's a peanut there, look. I'll have that. Yeah, I couldn't understand language, so I think it was to do with registration or something. It didn't look like a club-based supermarket. Anyway, bag of loose change. Try and get rid of that as fast as you can when you're in different countries. Once you cross the border, you're stuck with it. It's quite heavy as well. Electronics, right. Computer is my lifeline. I do blogging and keep in touch with people. Do all sorts of things on that. Phone can do a lot of it. I've got a Sony Xperia which acts as a great camera. I use that more than my real camera because it's so much better. Yeah, computer. It's not very light, that one, but it's tough, durable and quite small. And I use that fishing type bag to keep all the electronic stuff in. So it's so much handier when you're in a hotel. Leave the backpack behind, take a small bag out during the day, things you need in. Blanket, essential for the buses in Colombia. That one's a bit big. It's a full-size blanket, thermal. It takes up the rest of the free space in my rucksack, the space that this bag used to go in, so I could travel with just one bag. Yeah, I'm still working out what to do with that one because I don't need it all the time, but it's essential when you do. It was cheap from a bus station, about £5 or something, so I could let it go. Maybe get a poncho or something in Peru. When I'm not wearing that, I can use that as a blanket. When I'm not using it as a blanket, I could just put it over me instead of sticking it in the bag. Camera, waterproof. Haven't used it much, even on the Atlantic crossing. The phone is so much better. Yeah, this was a last minute purchase, so I was stuck with this proprietary charger with a Panasonic Lumix. You don't really want mains chargers for a battery here. Best if you can plug it into the computer and it charges off that, or it's USB charged or something like that. But I just had to make do. It's okay. I'll charge it when I can. Headlamp, ideally I'd say 2 of those if they're small. I've got a hand torch. Got that from Ace in St Martin. Andrew, my cousin in Wales, he donated that before I came away. Various notebooks and writing implements there. When I'm on the buses and stuff like that, no power for the computer. Just make lists and notes and stuff on that. You know, even draw sketches sometimes. Good for taking details down for people that you meet along the way. All sorts of stuff that you need to remember as well. Don't need a big one really. I've got quite a big book there that goes back 10 years. I mean, I don't write tomes of stuff in these things. They're just little notes. So both of those have got years worth of little scribbles in and information. Yeah, that's about it really. That's all I need. I forgot the thermal top over there. Used that on the Atlantic. That came in handy. That was donated by my Uncle Terry as well. Kept me really warm. But that one is pretty ugly to wear, so I don't really wear it much. Only when I'm freezing cold or something. And I'll keep it for now because I'm on my way to Peru to buy a motorbike. I might be wearing that under the clothes as I'm riding around the mountains. So yeah, that's about all there is. All that folds down into this one cabin size rucksack, and without the blanket I can get that bag in there too. With the blanket I have this bag and that bag, and it's not too bad to carry. But I am looking to sort of downsize a little bit more on this somehow. Maybe get rid of that thermal top, get rid of the blanket. This takes up quite a bit of space, but it's so useful now that I really can't be without that one. I think I'll have to let this go. It's just impractical, heavy as well, and it's getting worn around the neck as well, getting worn out, so I might have to say goodbye to that one soon. I'll just save a little bit of space as well. For these things, I would say invest in a good one, lightweight, maybe with some thermal properties, but make sure it has pockets in it as well. That's got 2 pockets, badly designed. When you sort of lean back, money rolls out of them, bits and pieces fall out of the pockets. I've found all sorts of things on coach seats when I've got it, so I have to be careful with that one. Yeah, invest in a good one. If you've got a good one of these, maybe you don't need one of them, you know. What else? I don't think I've missed anything. I won't know till I click the off button. Yeah, so that's about it. Until next time.